Horsepower, not horse shit. Michael McLean, badassmillionaire.com, coming to you on my early 15,000 morning step. Today, the toughest advice for the toughest business men. I wanted to continue on with a story about the great Jimmy Valvino, the legendary Hall of Fame college basketball coach, Jimmy V. And I want to connect it to yesterday's daily mental kick in the pants video where I talked about forget happiness, be relentless. I talked about how 87% of the world's population is admittedly unhappy in a world where we've been focusing, at least therapists and psychologists and people with lots of capital letters behind their names, prescribing medications to our children, our teenagers, our grandchildren, and personally, we're living in a world, an escape culture, an addiction culture, even though we've been focused on the happiness game since 1998. So I'm here to tell you, forget happiness, focus on being relentless and see what happens to your life, your personal world, and your kingdom. The story I want to share today, the great Jimmy V talked at one of his last public speeches before he died of cancer. And I've put the link to the speech in the PS if you want to look at that epic presentation by one of the greatest motivators, one of the greatest teachers, coaches in American history. But Jimmy in this speech talks about three things to have an incredible life. He doesn't mention happiness. He talks about having an incredible life, having a great marriage, having a relationship with your children, business, coaching, whatever it is. He says there's three things every human being needs each and every day. There's three things each and every human being needs every single day. Number one, we need to laugh. We need to laugh. Where has humor gone in our society where we can no longer laugh at a joke? We're easily offended at everything and anything. And I don't see a lot of people laughing. I love to have fun. I'm not going to coach a hockey team unless it's fun. I'm not going to run an insurance agency unless it's fun. I'm not going to be a marketing consultant unless it's fun. I don't expect it to all be, shits and giggles every single day. I'm willing to put in the hard, extreme work. I'm willing to embrace the grind, the frustration, the load. But I also want to have some fun. And I've always had fun in anything I do. You have to enjoy what you do. You have to have a passion for what you do. You have to have fun at what you do, or you're not going to be successful long term. So Jimmy V said every single day we need to laugh. We need to laugh with our wife. We need to laugh with our kids. We need to laugh out loud and enjoy the moments in our life. We need to stop taking ourselves and our life so seriously and laugh every single day. The second thing Jimmy V said is we need to cry every day. And this is where I talk about the scam of happiness. This happiness, mental illness that's being sold, fantasy sold as reality. If you're not happy 100% of the time, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with your child. There's something wrong with your teenager. There's something wrong with your spouse. If you're not happy, do something to make yourself immediately happy. Doesn't matter if it's a pill or a drug or alcohol or gambling or pornography or anti-social media, whatever it is, escape into that fake dopamine world of pretend happiness. It won't last, but you can escape into that world. And I'm with Jimmy V on this, where I call horseshit. Absolute horseshit. Every single day in our life, we should cry. And that may seem harsh, but you know what? Sometimes tears are necessary. I've always said in our videos, with my daughter especially, she's only 9 years old. Kids cry every single day. Kids laugh every single day. It's not till we become bottled up emotional wrecks like many men and hold everything down, when it would be better to express our emotions, our frustrations, our pain, our loss, our embarrassments. And every day in the McLean household, I can guarantee you that there's tears in our house. I think I'm the only consultant on earth that admits something like that, but these are tears that are necessary. You know, maybe Emery's frustrated with her daily math lesson. Maybe she's frustrated, you know, with her art or a game of chess. If we play chess, sometimes there's tears. When she finishes second in a horsing competition, a riding competition, there's tears behind the barn. When, she loses a hockey game, sometimes there's tears outside the arena. My wife cries, I cry. There's tears in our home. And to me, it's one of the healthiest emotions there is. Tears of joy, tears of sadness, tears of sorrow, tears of frustration. And we always feel great after it. I push my daughter, and yes, there's going to be tears. And I want her to always express her emotions the rest of her life. I don't want her to become a teenager, a young adult, and just clam up and push it all down like men are famous for doing. I want her to laugh every day, and I want her to cry every single day. The third thing that Jimmy V said, and I'm a big proponent of this, is think every day. We need to think every day. And what he means by that is deep, independent thinking. Not watching the Main Street news, not listening to the president, not listening to the ordinary and average mediocre crowd, not following, the 99% who are living a life of quiet desperation. None of that. Thinking for yourself, not thinking what I think, not doing what, some influencer or author, but what do you think every day? Does this make sense? What is your golden gut? What's your golden gut saying when you sit quietly and ask yourself questions? How can I improve my marriage? How can I improve my business? How can I improve my relationship with my children? How can I become the best version of myself? These types of things. How can I have a greater impact in my world? And these are the questions that will come to you when you actually sit quietly or walk quietly without technology, and you listen to your creator, you listen to your golden gut, and you listen to your intuition. Those muscles may be very, very, very weak because you're always distracted. You're always, escaping into your phone or into the internet or into social media. But if you start blocking out time like I do when I walk, to listen and talk with your creator, to give thanks, to listen to your golden gut, and to grow your intuition, all of a sudden, it's going to become your secret weapon. Your golden gut, I tell my daughter Emery, your golden gut is your secret weapon. And it's something you need to be listening to and communicating with every single day. But it's a muscle. It's a muscle. If you don't use it, it gets weaker. So think every day. Think deeply. Read great books. It's better to read one great book 10 times than it is to read 10 books one time. It's better to read 10 incredible books 10 times than it is to read 100 books one time. Think about that. But grow your mind, listen to amazing podcasts, read incredible books, these types of things. And think independently. Every day I shoot these videos, every newsletter I write, every book I write is about giving you the option for thinking differently. I don't want you to think like I think. I want you to think what you think and act on it. I don't want you to do what I do. Well, Michael does that, so I'm going to do that. I'm giving you options. I tell you what I do. I'm 100% open book. This is my wins, my losses. This what works for me. This hasn't worked for me. I won at this. I failed at this. This is a book I'm reading. This is how I exercise. This is how I eat. This is how I copyright. But I'm just giving you options for thinking differently. Then it's up to you to do what 99% of people never do. They don't think for themselves. They just walk around looking to plug that umbilical cord of a cell phone into something. So stop and start thinking for yourself. Pray, meditate, write down your goals, journal, read great books. And like the great Thomas Edison said, sit quietly and listen. Sit your ass down for 20 minutes in the car and put the phone away. Or sit your ass down for 30 minutes on the end of the dock or by the river or in your vehicle and just sit silently with a piece of paper and pen and listen to your intuition. Listen to your creator. Listen to your personal God. Listen to your intuition. And it's, my creator was trying to talk to me. He was trying to reach me. He was trying to give me guidance and advice. But I was so checked out with technology that he couldn't get through it. So, it's very important that you take time each day to think and to be alone and to shut off all that other stuff and just quietly think. What do you want and what do you think? What do you want in your life? Don't bullshit me. What do you want in your life? What do you really want? And what do you think about that? Okay? Not the news, not social media, not some author, not me. What do you think? So there it is from the great Jimmy V. 3 things that we need to do every single day. Laugh, cry, and think deeply. Speaking of laughing, crying, and thinking deeply, the deadline for my brand new paper and ink newsletter, my world building letter, is coming up. If you don't want to be left standing on the sidelines as the odd man out, you need to go to badassletter.com today and sign up. It's expensive on purpose, $96, $97 a month. Comes to $3.23 a day. If you're not willing to invest the price of a cup of coffee or an energy drink in your marriage, in your marketing, in your children, in your legacy, then I can't help you with videos alone. So you go to badassletter.com and that way you'll meet the deadline, and I'll be FedExing these when they go to print. I'll be FedExing these newsletters to your home or your business when they're done printing in August. So time is very short. And before you get all excited and head to that site or click on that link, remember this newsletter is not really for everybody. It's for that top 1% businessman who's really committed to being that top 1% person every single day, to being, constantly, being the best version of yourself and giving back to others. So maybe, this newsletter, it might not be for you. It probably isn't for you. And that's no problem. But if it is for you, you need to act now. And I'm still going to give you one of these Be Relentless Badass t-shirts. I'm going to throw in a copy of my old insurance book. We have our own private locker room forum. You'll have fax and mail access to me, plus all kinds of other stuff. And that newsletter, one idea inside that newsletter could be worth $25K to you, $100K. How much does saving a person from divorce cost? How much does that save you when you save a marriage? Or how much when you save your health and a doctor doesn't tell you that you have 12 months to live? That kind of stuff. So I cover a lot of areas: marketing, marriage, children, nutrition, fitness, time management. You know what? The only thing I cover is the shit I do every day. I don't talk about meditation. I don't talk about mindfulness. My wife does that. She's an expert at that. I don't talk about anything ever that I don't know about. I know money. I know marketing. I'm married. I have a child. I know coaching. I know sports. I know time management. I know copywriting. But other than that, there's 2,000 things that I never touch. I don't talk about because I don't have any deep knowledge of them, so I don't share them. And I'm an open book. I share my wins, my losses, and all of that stuff, the same as in these videos. So badassletter.com. If you haven't got a copy of my book, you need to start there. Go to nobullbook.com and grab your copy of my new book, How to Not Get Your Ass Kicked in Business and in Life. That's it. I am on the Entrepreneurs on Fire podcast later this morning with John Lee Dumas. And I will send that to you in a few weeks when he releases it. He's got one of the largest podcasts for entrepreneurs in the world. And I was invited on as a guest a couple months ago, and today is my day. And I'm going to be talking to John for about 30-40 minutes. And I will send you that link to that podcast when he releases it in about a month's time. He's got a massive following of entrepreneurs. So it's one of those podcasts I said, okay, if I can fit it in, I'll do it. If it's, if it's going to help grow my list and help me serve others and sell books, then I'll do it. So I'm looking forward to that today. I like talking about how to build a world you never need to escape from. I love talking about kingdom building. I love talking about world building. And we're going to be talking about how to build a world you don't need to vacation from, you don't need to escape from. The same stuff I talk about here, but I will send you that link by email in a month when I get that done. So that's it for today. 2 words that change my life and 2 words that can change your life. Be relentless.